You're
It
live.
says for me to hit.
Oh, goodness.
It's not working. It's not working.
So the live's not working?
The live's working. It's just that we're supposed to be on Instagram and it's not working on Instagram. So. Oh, it is working. Yeah.
Well, why is it back playing?
I'm going to cut it.
Y'all give
There.
us a minute.
Now, I think we should be going now.
Okay.
We
I
should
don't
be
know
going.
anything about what's been going on. I've just been sitting here sipping on my coffee, waiting on Jason to get things finished. And it is December the 16th at 7:58 a.m. Central Time.
I think I killed it.
Oh, y'all.
We can go live on Instagram as of yesterday. And
But the bad thing is,
I think I cut it off by mistake.
the testing happened this morning.
Well, you don't have, it's just the only way to test it. I'll figure it out.
Okay.
I'll figure it out.
So all that time you spent over there was for nothing.
Well, it was going, but we could hear ourselves on Instagram, and I didn't know how to. So I turned Instagram off on my computer, and I think it cut the whole live stream off on Instagram. So,
Oh well,
sorry about that. We'll figure it out.
one day,
We'll figure it out. I will fool with it
another day.
another day.
Maybe we can do like a little live out in the.
A little
Barn.
test run.
Oh, we're back. We can't see y'all. We never could though.
That's weird. Create live.
Give us a minute, y'all.
Audience. Public. Next. Copy. And let's go here. Edit. No, it won't let me do it. Oh well. I'll have to try to get Instagram going another day for the Instagram fans out there.
That's right.
Oh, we try to stream as on many platforms as possible, and this morning would have been Facebook, your Facebook page, my Facebook page, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. But Instagram's not working. It was working, but I cut it off.
Don't worry about it, Jason.
I will figure it out.
It's okay. We're here for a live. Not for any complications.
Well, see, I'm the guinea pig, so I had to tell Lester that Michael Key said it is on Instagram. He sees it. So it is on Instagram. Okay. Well, good.
Speaking of Michael Key.
Speaking of Michael Key.
Let's tell his mother, Miss Clara, hello this morning.
Hello, Miss Clara.
Hope you're doing well. Hope Michael's being nice to you.
She raised a good boy.
She did. No complaints on our end. Can't say what you see, but
oh man,
he's a good man.
Yep, he is. But Michael says it's working on Instagram. People are saying it's working on Instagram.
Okay. Well, maybe you didn't cut it off.
Well, good. Good. I got it figured out then.
Accidentally, right?
Accidentally. Oh,
well,
man.
my coffee's down to here.
Mm.
And I did well because I wanted to drink it all.
Did you?
I wanted to drink it all. I wanted to slurp it down real fast, but I didn't. How about you?
No, I mean.
You've been working.
I've been working. I'm trying to, because see, I'm the guinea pig. See, I told Lester yesterday because I got an email saying the streaming service we use, StreamYard, is now available for Instagram. And I was like, I know Lester would love that too. So I sent him a message yesterday and he was like, oh, awesome. And I said, I'm going to try it out in the morning. And here I am. And I thought I messed it up, but evidently I didn't mess it up.
Enough about that. Enough about that stuff.
I would like to say something about Mr. Longhorn Lester.
Uh-oh.
Congratulations. He hit 100,000 subscribers on YouTube yesterday.
Well, he deserves 1 million.
Yesterday on YouTube.
He deserves 1 million.
Way to go, buddy.
But that is quite the accomplishment. Congratulations to Lester and Jamie. She's a part of that as well. We love those guys and just want all the success in the world.
Oh, me. Whew. So, what's happening?
What is happening?
What
I
is
can
happening?
hear geese and they sound a little closer than what they normally do.
Maybe they're in there. They did not get in the pond yesterday.
That's what I asked my mama. I said, "Did you see the geese in the pond?" And she said she did not.
They did not. They actually, by the end of the day, when we recorded the last video that came out yesterday, they were back at the barn.
Jason was editing that night, so I went and put everybody up. And upon my arrival to the barn, they were all back in their old places. And, it's just simply a creature of habit.
Yes.
If when we moved them across the road, so to speak,
Mm-hmm.
if they could have gotten back across the road, they
Mhm.
would have.
Mm-hmm.
And, it wasn't that their pools weren't there, the water source. It's just a creature of habit.
Yes.
And it's just going to take some time, but we're going to get them.
We're going to get them. Yep. Now, I did yesterday. I saw Goldie several times at the pond. I saw Nugget in that pasture, but not actually at the pond itself.
Well, he's just curious and
Yep.
wants to stomp around and show his,
Yep.
show his own self around.
But it was cool to see Goldie. She was about ankle deep in it.
Well, I'm very, very pleased to have that fence finished. And if they go over there in their own time, that's fine. But we accomplished what we set out to do, and eventually there are going to be geese in the pond.
Eventually. Yes.
Eventually. I don't necessarily want to go behind them and shoo them down there every day.
No.
After about the 50th time, I told Jason, I can't do this anymore. He said, okay, well, you just go stand over there and we'll get it.
We'll get it.
It just so happened that was the time. When I said I give up,
they decided to go in.
The gate was like the barrier for them to not go past, and they went in. So
it took a long time. I know I edited the video. I tell you this. So when I'm editing the videos, if everything's in sequence, and I only use one camera that day. There's Head Family Farm.
Good morning.
I can just drag all my footage down in my timeline, and then I can start editing.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only easy edit. And that day would happen to be like that. I only used one camera that day, and I drug everything down in the timeline. And when I drove all that footage down in the timeline, it was almost 3 hours worth of recording.
Oh my gracious. Well,
and that video ended up being 38 minutes long. So that tells you about how much I had to cut out.
It's
oh goodness.
It's just gonna take some time. But it is what it is. We got our part accomplished. The rest is kind of up to them, even though we may, start feeding them and showing them which way to go. Maybe take a couple of pools down there, get some visuals so they know the gate's open.
I started wondering if
we made a mistake by putting that little gate
there. We should have put a big gate right there.
I don't think it would have made any difference. I think that
oh man,
it's almost like they're like Peaches. Peaches, if the gate's wide open, she still sees that imaginary barrier.
She don't see that imaginary barrier in the barn.
Well, in the gate though, in her pasture.
Y'all, when she gets done eating, she's ready to go out. You best better be in there and let her out, because she is gonna bang on that door. And if it's unlocked, she will eventually get it open.
So in my video Thursday, I drug the pastures, and I didn't show y'all everything I did because I ended up dragging Loretta and Gus's as well.
Mm-hmm.
And they, for the most part, go in one place. But there was some old stuff in there from when Mildred and the goats were in there.
Mm-hmm.
So I drug the whole pasture, and oh my gracious, it looks so much better. But my theory was I could just open the gate. I got some feed to get them out of the gate initially, Gus and Loretta. Well, they moved out of the way. I went on in with the side-by-side, shut the gate behind me, and did my thing. And when I went to leave, Loretta was kind of standing nearby, and I thought, this is fine. I'm not going to have any problem. So I opened the gate. Loretta came right out behind me. So her and Peaches are not the same. Peaches would not have crossed that barrier.
No,
And,
she wouldn't have went out.
And that's what was in my mind is
She wouldn't have went
she's
out.
not going to cross that
Yep.
gate. She coming right on behind me. I was like, oh my gracious, pig on the loose, pig on the loose. But she followed me right back in, which I was thankful because I sure didn't want to have to chase Loretta all across the
Well,
farm.
I will say Loretta would have been easy to capture because
she's so food motivated.
She is. That girl loves to eat now.
She loves to eat.
Ooh.
She loves to eat. Gus could care less.
He really could.
He eats what's in his bowl, and that's all he's after. But not Loretta. She carries her bowl around. She carries whatever leftovers she's got. It's an everyday occurrence.
I can relate though because I love to eat. Well,
I love to eat too, but I'm just gonna eat what's in my bowl. I'm not gonna run around and show it off.
Goodness.
And it's a wild goose chase every day for her bowl. Because it's never where it was the day before.
It's never where it was. Every time.
Gus is in the same spot. And she doesn't mess with Gus's stuff.
No, she don't mess with Gus's stuff.
And I'm just thankful that they get along and that there's no drama over food. And that's thanks to him.
Yeah.
He's just cool, collective, and
yeah. Can you imagine if we had 2 Lorettas?
If we had 2 Lorettas, we would have to have a division in between the 2 Lorettas. But it's, we told the story. She had a not so good initial start.
Yeah.
And she had a lot of competition for food. So that's never going to go away. That's my theory. That's never going to go away in her mind. She's always.
And I think she's just happy that she's got.
Oh, I'm sure.
That's what I think. I think, she is food motivated and she probably has been scarred and she thinks in the back of her mind that, is this my last meal
That's right.
for the next 3 days? But I also think that when she gets it, she's like, yes.
She's celebrating.
Yes.
You're going to make something happen.
I probably will.
She celebrates every single day of her life. And while Misty Doan gave her a wonderful home.
Yes.
She, wasn't able to stay there because she couldn't be bred by any of her boars. So Misty Doan was her initial eye-opening that the world can be better.
That's right.
And we're just happy to carry that on. There's Misty Doan right there.
She said we need to get a feed trough. That's what she ended up having to do.
Really?
Yeah.
And I thought about that pig feeder that we had down there. But I think if that pig feeder was full all the time, I think Loretta would empty the pig. She wouldn't be able to fit through the gate.
Y'all, if Loretta had food 24/7, I think she'd sleep right there. She'd sleep in front of that pig feeder because it's got that flap on it. That thing would be flipped up.
She just wait on it
to be right
to be
there.
full the next day.
Fall asleep, everything in it. Yeah.
But the crazy thing is Gus sees me. Well, I say me, whoever's feeding first that morning.
Yep.
Gus will see us and he comes, to his bowl.
Well, Gus can hear us too.
Right.
And Loretta cannot.
We have to go get Loretta every day.
Yeah, you have to go get her.
You have to. Well, if she sees you first, it's good. On. But sometimes you have to go.
Well, I tell you what happens. Well, most of y'all know Loretta's deaf. She can't hear. And somebody asked in a video that I don't know how I saw it, but they asked that had we taken her to the vet to figure out why she was deaf. And no, we have not. But she came deaf from the rescue. And so there's no telling why she can't hear. There's really no telling. But she can't hear.
She can't hear.
She can't hear. So y'all know Loretta's ears are way different than Peaches and Gus. Loretta's ears flop over. So if she's got her head pointed down, her ears cover her eyes up. And now she can't see us either.
That's right.
So, she's got them built-in blinders. And she's probably happy she has those because her and Gus, she may sometimes get tired of Gus.
She may.
Just flop her head down.
She may. But he doesn't get tired of her. He is just the most happy-go-lucky guy.
Oh, man.
Not to say she's not, but it's just 2 totally different personalities.
Yeah, I'm telling y'all.
That combined make the perfect.
The yin and the yang.
Yes.
Definitely different.
It's quite the story.
Yes.
I had some leftover grapes the other day that Mary Carl gives her fruit doves. Is that what you call them? Fruit doves, the pink neck green pigeons.
Yes, what you call.
I don't know. And so I was trying to pull them off the vine or whatever you call it to give Loretta some. Well, she snatched the whole vine from me, and she's running with the vine with the grapes hanging out of each side of her mouth, and she's just like this.
Oh my gracious!
Gus didn't pay her
I missed
any
the
attention.
grapes. I got to see the grapes.
Yeah, that was quite funny.
But
it wasn't intentional that I gave her the vine.
Right. So we're out of pumpkins,
Yes.
and I did show where I took that big one over there, the last big one, and dropped it down, and a big chunk come off, and she tried her hardest to pick that, and it was longer than she was. It looked like to pick that thing up and go with it, but
I wouldn't be offended if you called me Loretta sometime, because I'm just as determined as Loretta when it comes to getting something accomplished that you cannot do. Just call me Loretta.
Oh, Loretta.
Because she's going to get it done, and I am too.
Misty Dawn said that one of Loretta's daughters was deaf, so it's probably a genetic thing.
Huh. Interesting.
If I'm not mistaken, didn't she come from like
a bad situation?
It was a bad situation, but
like a breeding.
Yeah. And there's probably some crossbreeding and overbreeding and all that.
It was all about quantity. Just spit them out fast as you can. That's what I think. Yeah.
Bless her heart. But she's living the good life now.
She's living the good life. And she was with Misty Dawn.
That's right. Oh, she got it made now.
She does. We're happy to have them. And we are thankful that Misty Dawn and Cog Hill found each other.
That's right.
They're good folks. And, you thrive to be around that kind of person.
Whew.
Makes the world a better place.
Well, I will say this. If you're ever in the blues, you can go out there with some grapes or a pumpkin or a sugar cookie or
she doesn't care.
Spinach.
She don't care.
And she's going to make you smile.
She's going to make you smile.
I'm not going to lie. That thing is something else now.
Yeah.
Woo! She is something else. Her and Peaches probably got some of the biggest personalities here. Her, Peaches, and Jessie.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Mildred too. Mildred's in her own little.
Yeah, but Mildred's kind of laid back. I'm talking about
high strung.
Well, not necessarily high strung, just bold.
So if y'all didn't see my video from Thursday when I drug the pastures, it was not at all what I expected to happen. My initial thought was, I have this thing that I bought for the tractor when we first got the tractor. It's like a drawbar, and it's very long. And I thought, well, I'll put that drawbar on the tractor and then put what's wrong?
I'm going to grab a pen.
And then drag the pastures with the tractor instead of using the side-by-side. Well, then I thought, well, the buckets on the tractor, it might be a little too big. So I decided to use the side-by-side. Well, I am thankful I decided to use the side-by-side because I had Tip riding shotgun on the side-by-side. I had, Mildred, I don't know what she called herself doing. She was just excited that big orange side-by-side was in there and she was going to chase it. And then poor little Jessie, she just, oh my gracious, she thought it was wonderful. And I thought to myself, have I made a mistake because I did not like how close the goats were trying to get to the drag?
Yeah.
I didn't want one of them to step off in it. Mm-hmm. But then as I continued to go, it was kind of like they caught on pretty quick that this is not going to be fun. We need to stand back and watch.
Right.
But it was quite interesting. And I was quite thrilled to see the result without having to pick up all that manure with a shovel.
I was quite thrilled to see Mildred start dancing out there. That's what
Mildred was dancing.
Mildred was putting on a show.
She sure was. And then I thought after all that, I needed to fill up the hay before we went and got lunch.
Right.
And you were cutting the blackberries back, and I didn't want to ask for help because I'm like Loretta. And so I thought, well,
you was pulling your pumpkin that was too big.
Yes, I was. But I thought I'm not going to stop him because he's in his own. And I'm going to get this hay bale in there by myself. So when I opened the gate, Jessie, she walked out. She walked out of the gate
Did
into
she?
that back pasture where there's not any fencing. And I thought, this is not good. But she went right back in, thankfully. But I had my heart set that I was going to get that hay bale in there by myself. And I might not do that again.
Good.
It was a little risky.
Good.
It was a little risky to have that gate open, drive through there with that big long.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. Once I got the hay bale in there, it was okay. It was just the fact that the gate was open and the grass is greener on the other side. You know how that goes.
Yeah. All the animals in there, if any one of them did get out like Jessie, it wouldn't bother me.
Oh, it wouldn't bother me, but I just.
Moody, on the other hand, which I know just circumstance, but he can't get over there. But if it were to be Moody that got out, then I would be a little bit more. But Moody would come with a bucket, though.
Yeah, I don't want to be in front of him with the bucket, though. I do not want to be in front of him with a bucket. Maybe the side-by-side in a bucket or the tractor in a bucket, but not.
He's a big boy.
I mean, Mildred could plow us over with no problem.
I tell you, she bumped me the other night. Y'all, I've been saying this, and I'm going to try to do it. I said that I was going to live stream one night the evening chores. And we shown them, but I thought it might be just fun to live stream it. And anyways, the other night, I got Mildred, and Mildred, when she's ready to eat and she knows it's evening time, she comes into the goat stall, and if that door is open in the barn,
she comes on in.
And she'll move when she sees you.
Yeah.
She's ready. It's supper time. Let's go. So
she looks like she's missed a meal too.
She does. So, you get the food ready, and she's staring at you the whole time. And you got to get the goat's food ready. You got to get Jessie's food ready. You get her food ready. So we feed Mildred and Jessie first, and usually Jessie first, because if you don't get Jessie first, the whole thing gets messed up.
And you say that, but I feed Mildred first.
Do you really?
I feed Mildred first.
That's funny, because I always feed Jessie first. So that door, the door in the barn is probably 4 or 5 foot wide.
Which one? The sliding door?
Yeah.
Oh, it's like 3 foot wide.
And then the gate door is how wide? 3 foot wide?
Yeah.
So I've learned my lesson.
Mildred barely fits through it.
And you and Mildred can't fit at the same time.
No, you can forget that.
I have learned my lesson there. I either go pretty fast and get on out that door, or wait till she goes out. Because if y'all go at the same time, it don't work.
No.
It does not work. And Mildred wins every time.
Mildred wins.
I'm not going to lie. She's going to win.
When we first got the animals moved over there, before I had learned how to put them up by myself.
Yeah.
There was an evening when I just was over there and I attempted to put them up, and Mildred came behind me. I didn't have the routine down yet.
Mm-hmm.
I probably fed Jessie first, and Mildred came behind me, and she took that head and she hit my backside. And y'all, I could have went to the moon very easily. And she wasn't meaning anything by it. It was just, giddy up. It's time to eat.
Let's go. You're moving too slow.
But now it's just a matter of routine.
Oh, it is.
It's so much easier than it ever was before.
It is, and it took 5 days. They got it pretty good. Day 7, they had it.
Oh yeah.
And y'all, when I do it, and you said you do it different than me, but when I do it, I go out there. Jessie follows me. I put Jessie's bowl down. She comes in. I shut the gate, and I tell Mildred to go get in her stall. And y'all to see her run. It is so funny because Mildred is short and chunky. She's just short and chunky, and I get tickled because she gets this little trot going, and she turns that corner, and she goes right in that stall, and she's waiting. And then, of course, you set the bucket down, I shut the gate, and the goats are hanging out the entire time.
Yeah, they don't even try to get in.
They do not try to get in Jessie's stall or Mildred's stall. They are all hanging out. And then soon as that gate clicks, they start going into there. It is unbelievable.
It's synchronized.
It really
is very synchronized.
I thought that process was going to be hard.
Where did we go when Chestnut Hills fed last? Oh my gracious. Where did we go?
I can't remember.
Anyway, I can remember
It was a short trip.
It was a
wasn't
short
long.
trip. It was just one day or so. But I can remember Jason saying, "Do you think that we ought to just tell Nick and Zoe to lock them up at night?" This was before everything was in order.
Not like it is now.
And I told Jason, I said, I just don't see how. We can't expect them to put the goats in the stalls. But now it would be so easy.
Oh, yeah.
It would be so easy.
It's so
Anybody
easy.
could do it.
It is so easy.
I say that anybody could do it. It's more of a mental thing for me, knowing that they got it, and all I got to do is just do my thing. So if you knew the routine, you could do it.
Yeah, you can't be nervous.
You can't be nervous.
Yeah, just gotta go.
Yeah,
just gotta go. I saw somebody earlier ask. They have an emu, and they've been trying to feed it treats, but it doesn't seem to like fruits and vegetables they're giving it. What treats do we give? Purple grapes.
Yeah.
It's got to be purple, though.
I don't know if that's for every emu.
Ours, or Nugget, per se, is purple grapes. He doesn't care for anything else, really, but purple grapes.
Purple grapes. And he will eat them out of our hand.
Yes.
And if your emu is not that tame, maybe put them in a bowl to begin with, or, put them somewhere where they have access to it and see if they'll peck around at them. And
that's right.
Maybe start from that.
Purple grapes.
Now, our friends that initially had emus that made Mary Carl desire to have them in the future used lettuce.
But Nuggets never cared for
lettuce. Nuggets. I mean, I'm just saying everybody's different.
Yep.
And they also had blueberry bushes, and those emus loved blueberries. So it's just a, trial and error kind of thing, I would say. Maybe, whatever you're feeding your family, if you have a few of those, then try it. Some of them may even like cherry tomatoes, or I don't know.
Nugget kind of like cherry tomatoes a little bit, but he really likes the purple grapes. Purple grapes are key. And we were feeding them, we're putting some fruits and vegetables in their food a lot. But then we had somebody email us that was, I don't know, they were an emu person or farm or whatever, and they told us to slack down on them because it couldn't mess them up. So we kind of did slack down on that. But at one time we were feeding them a good bit more fruits and vegetables. So now they eat, pretty much rat typed.
I tell y'all what has been the game changer
emu feed
for our emus, and emus plural, because not only does Nugget love the ratite feed. If y'all didn't know, emus are ratite, ratite.
They watch the kids channel, they know it.
But Goldie loves the ratite feed as well.
Goldie loves the ratite feed.
We have layer crumble that we feed the geese. And it's just something that we have found works better for our geese than pellets. Don't ask. It's just what we do. But they have ratite feed that's not accessible to the geese. It hangs up on a higher level.
It's higher.
And y'all, they love it.
They love it.
And I'm so happy they do, because it's the perfect ration for them. It gives them the amount of fiber, the amount of protein, the amount of nutrients.
That was one thing that we read, that it's, it's got a good bit of copper, and you got to be careful
that other critters
animals don't get it.
But no other animals get it.
No.
It's just for Nugget and Goldie.
Yep.
And they eat a good bit of it. I mean, used to we'd go through a 50-pound bag in a month and a half for Nugget.
Right.
But now that Goldie is here, I would say we go through a 50-pound bag every 3 weeks.
Is it 3 weeks now?
I would say.
Give or take.
Speaking of that, I need to pick some up.
Yes, we got to get some today.
But our local feed store orders it, and it's made by Klombach. It's made by Klombach. And I think there's other companies that make it. But if you have an emu and you're questioning about the feed, that to me makes me feel better. It makes me feel better knowing he's getting everything. I say they are getting everything they need.
That's right.
Misty Dawn said that Levi wants an emu. Well, I will make you a promise, Misty Dawn. If Nugget and Goldie ever have little golden nuggets, Levi will have as many little nuggets as he wants, because we will make sure that Levi is taken care of.
That's right.
Now, no promises.
Right now,
that's not going to happen.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
They're brother and sister right now. They're brother and sister, and that may change, but who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows? We're happy. They're happy.
I want to say this before I forget.
Okay.
So the pumpkin spice coffee is out of stock on our website.
Right.
And it's not going to be any more until next October.
That's right.
But if you like the pumpkin spice and wish that you had one more bag
or 3 more bags,
Petals from the Past does have some of our pumpkin spice coffee over there. I don't know exactly how many bags they have, but it's not many. And I talked to Jason yesterday over there at Petals, and he said that he would be more than welcome to ship it out.
Mm-hmm. More than willing.
But it's not on their website, and you would have to call.
Just call the office, and if you're wanting pumpkin spice, they'll take your information, and they will ship it to your door.
Yes.
And that is Petals from the Past.
Yes, you can go over to their website, Petals from the Past.
You don't forget that www. Because if you do, you're not going to get there.
And the phone number, everything will show up. And y'all, I don't think a lot of people know this, but they also they ship their plants and stuff. So like the roses we have over here.
Yeah, if there's something that you desire to have that you can't find in your area, talk to them. They're such knowledgeable, nice people that are willing to. That's what we love about that nursery is everybody there is just willing to go above and beyond.
Right.
And that's what makes a business a good business rather than just a business.
Right.
Means a lot to us and always has.
Always has.
Always has. That's how it became our favorite place.
I wanted to make sure I had that written down as one of the things. I just wanted to make sure. Oh, I saw a lot of people saying they love the kids video. We mentioned the kids video. Kids video is going to be a little bit late today. I recorded it yesterday, had it all edited, except at the very end. And I had I recorded a whole thing and it was corrupt. So when I went to edit, it basically wasn't there. So thought I was going to have to re-record it this morning, but it's cloudy. It looks like it's going to rain. But a light bulb went off and I figured out how to fix it. So I got to fix it this morning.
So you don't have to re-record it.
Nope. I got it figured out. And so I'm going to fix it. And the kids video will be up later this morning. So sorry about that.
Well, no need to apologize, Jason. Yesterday, Mary Carl and I spent the entire day driving.
Y'all did.
We started out not daylight, but a little after daylight. And we got home at dark. And so my video tomorrow will be our trip to Mississippi. And why did I go to Mississippi?
Why?
Well, I'm just saying.
You have to watch the video?
You have to watch the video tomorrow. I didn't get any animals. It's nothing alive. I can tell you that. It's nothing alive. But I went to Mississippi. And I hope that what I brought back will be used sooner than later. But y'all just have to see. Just have to see. And I'm thankful for my daughter who was patient with me, did not complain one bit about our trip.
She's a good traveler.
She is a good traveler.
She is a great, and has been for, I mean, even in them early stages where
I disagree.
What I was going to say is, though, she was for her age, I think. She still got impatient. She still, how much longer, but I think it could have been way worse.
Well, I don't have anything to compare that to. So that's where I'm going to say I'm thankful for today. I'm thankful for today. I'm thankful that she is not, Mama, I'm not going with you. I'm staying home.
Yep.
We went over to Mississippi and we needed some lunch. So she's looking at, GPS and she finds something that's an Italian restaurant. We needed to stop and stretch our legs. So we GPS to this Italian restaurant that hasn't been open in 5 years. It just was nothing there. And y'all, we took 16-minute detour to get to this Italian restaurant that was no longer there. I'm telling you.
That was a bummer, wasn't it?
I don't understand how things stay on GPS.
Yep.
I mean, I know it's somebody's probably got to physically take it out. I don't know what, but it may have been a good thing if they were closed and we didn't, maybe it was a reason they closed and we didn't need to be eating there. But we did find a little, it was just about like our hometown Main Street. It was called Farmhouse Restaurant. It was in Hamilton, Alabama, I
Mhm.
believe. It was very good. It was very good. Mary Carl had French fries, mashed potatoes, and green beans, and hush puppies.
Oh my gosh.
Hush puppies. And I had
Oh, man.
blackened catfish,
Oh, goodness.
sweet potato, and green beans, and it was very good. And we got back on the road and made it home at dark. But tomorrow we'll show what I went to Mississippi for.
You know, we could do one of those dramatic clickbait titles
What?
and have a big cat carrier, a big carrier.
Oh, no.
He traveled to Mississippi and came back.
Well, what I got wouldn't fit in a cat carrier. I can tell you that. It would not fit in a cat carrier.
Oh, goodness.
I pulled a trailer.
Oh, me.
That should tell you. I pulled a trailer to Mississippi. It wasn't just Mississippi. It was 6-hour round trip, Mississippi.
3 hours there, 3 hours back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's over. It's done. I started thinking when I got back, should I have done that? Should I have drove all that way to get this? But it's something that I wanted for a very long time, and it's over.
It's over.
It's over. It's done. And now we have to beautify it.
Yeah, I agree. In fair, exactly what
we want to do with it.
Right.
And I got to finish that video, by the way.
I want to say one thing.
What?
Happy anniversary, Ryan the Roaster.
Oh, goodness. I was like, Jason, it's in June. You're way off.
Y'all tell Ryan the Roaster and his lovely, beautiful wife, Kennedy, happy anniversary.
Yes.
Yes.
We are so thankful for those two that have came into our life. You got to go up and down.
Is that what it is?
Mm-hmm.
20 years. Ryan's on here. 20 years.
20 years. Congratulations, guys. That's quite an accomplishment.
Yes.
They, like Jason and I, get along very well. You can just see that, they love each other, and that's what it's all about.
That's it. And he took her on a little trip.
He did.
Yes.
He's a good man.
So I hope y'all have a wonderful weekend, buddy.
That's right. That's right. But that doesn't mean y'all can't order coffee, because he needs something to do when he returns.
When he gets back.
Huh?
When he gets back.
When he gets back, yeah.
Oh, man.
Speaking of coffee, the Christmas coffee, man, is that stuff good.
It is good.
If you like the pumpkin spice, this is a bit different. It's not anything similar to the pumpkin spice, but it's just a subtle flavor that I love.
Yeah.
I love.
It's good. It's really, really, really good.
It could be a year-round flavor, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody would be satisfied, even though it's Cog Hill Christmas.
And Christmas in June.
Christmas is year-round at Cog Hill Farm.
I meant to say this earlier when we're talking about petals, and that's where we got 99% of all of our stuff from. And the fruit trees came from there. And so yesterday I did something with the fruit trees, and I wanted to, kind of let people know I sent all my buddies messages that have fruit trees, and I sprayed them with dormant oil. And dormant oil is something that you spray your fruit trees with. We're in zone 8, and so now's the time for us to spray with dormant oil. So if you're in zone 8 and you have some fruit trees, dormant oil is pretty common. You could check with your local nursery and
or your local extension office.
And get you some dormant oil, and you won't need much.
What does that do? That prevents?
It's going to help with pest pressure the following months, because everything's going to go dormant, and since the name dormant oil, and so you may have eggs and little pests that come on there and during the winter months and do their thing, and then when spring comes, they're going to explode. So the dormant oil kind of helps with that.
Somebody wanted to know, are we 8A or 8B?
We are allegedly 8B now with the new whole mapping thing, but we were right on the line of being 8A, 8B. So
I don't think it matters which one you are.
I think we're 8A still, honestly.
No, I meant for spraying the dormant oil.
No, I don't think it matters either. I think you'll be fine in zone 8 spraying with dormant oil. It's not going to hurt anything. And then next month, January, you're going to do copper, liquid copper. So,
liquid copper.
Yep. I sprayed everything. Somebody said, does that include blueberries? I sprayed everything. My blackberries, my blueberries, all my vines, everything.
And Jason stayed home yesterday because he had a lot to take care of. And it just so happened that my little sidekick went along with me. So I wasn't alone.
Yeah.
That's how we do
And I had my
things.
sidekick with me.
Oh, gracious.
And I wasn't alone either.
Y'all,
Oh,
Holly, she's something else.
Oh, man. I tell y'all. So when we first got Holly, and for the first, I don't know how long, y'all, she was scared or intimidated by the side-by-side. Now she has to get on the side-by-side anytime she remotely thinks you're getting on the side-by-side. She was scared and nervous of riding in the car or the truck.
Oh, yes.
Now, y'all, if she sees me going to the truck and
it's on.
Open the door, she automatically runs and she can't jump up in there. She just sticks her feet up there and I pick her up when I set her in there. If I sit her in that truck,
she won't get out.
She won't get out. I can ride around the farm or do whatever I need to do. And I just roll the windows down while I'm riding around. And then when I stop, I just open her door and I just leave her door open. And when I was doing the blackberries, trimming the blackberries, I had to go back and forth with some stuff and I just took the truck. She stayed in the truck the entire time.
That's funny because when I was building on the pigeon enclosure for Mary Carl, there was a day that I packed all the tools in the car because you were using the side-by-side. So I packed all the tools in the Subaru.
Yeah.
And Dee Dee went with me because, that's how Dee Dee rolls. If she hears the side-by-side, she's on it. This was the car. So Dee Dee got in the car. And I worked on the on the aviary and left the door open. And y'all, I was probably out there 3 hours or more, and Dee Dee's still sitting in the car.
Sitting in the car.
Sitting in the car. She could have got out, but
anytime.
They're very well. I won't even go there. I wasn't going to say similar, but
no,
they're very different.
They are not similar at all.
So that was
oh my goodness.
So let me tell y'all something that I decided a few weeks ago that I needed to add to the pond. We were just getting the well finished, and just so happened that somebody that I know had swans for sale.
That's right.
And I thought to myself, okay, maybe this is an indication that I should get a couple of swans for the pond.
Mm-hmm.
So during this time, I was having some health issues, but that enabled me to sit down and do a whole lot of research, reading and trying to figure out. Well, I found out that swans are much more complicated than geese. And my thoughts were, okay, the pond's getting full. By the time the pond gets full, the swans will be big enough to go out on the pond, and it's going to be perfect. So I'm going to tell y'all that I passed on the swans for this year. My reading and my brain was just filling up too fast with information, and I didn't want to put the swans in any kind of jeopardy by adding something too quick. But I found out a lot of information that I did not know about the differences in swan and geese.
Yes.
One of the biggest things was that swans require much more aquatic plants and insects and reptiles, frogs, and stuff like that. While they would be a beautiful addition to the pond, that's not what I went to Mississippi to get yesterday.
No animals.
No animals. I'm telling you, it's no animals. But I just wanted to tell y'all that I trained my mind to tell me that I need to wait.
No swans.
No swans.
Yep.
But y'all, in the future, I would love to have a couple of swans. These were Australian black swans, which is really what we need here in Alabama if we do have a pair of swans.
Because they can handle the heat.
They can handle the heat. And it's, you got mute swans, you got tundra swans, you got all different kinds. But I really need the Australian black swans. But it's not going to happen this year.
I'm going to hold up on that.
I'm going to hold up on that. I just wanted to tell y'all how tame I have become to tell myself that I don't need them. What are you laughing at?
I'm laughing at Chestnut Hills.
What'd they say?
They said, You can have some guineas.
Oh, gracious.
They're easy.
They are easy.
Oh man.
But y'all, I was this close. I messaged the guy. I found out, different information about the swans.
Oh,
I felt
goodness.
like I was in a position. And then I thought, with what's going on with me, what if I can't get out and get them, walk them around every day, and I have to depend on Jason and Mary Carl to do my job? I didn't want that burden on y'all. But one day, I'm going to have some swans, but they got to be able to get along with the dogs.
Yes.
Because I do not want to block the pond off for the dogs.
Yeah, the dogs love it.
The dogs love it.
The dogs
and that
love
wouldn't
it.
be fair to
Mm-mm.
put something down there that nothing else could come.
Correct.
They're gonna get along with the geese. I do feel that.
Yeah, they've been around the geese, and they've been around the ducks, so I'm really not worried about that at all.
What, you're talking about the swans?
No,
where they are?
The dogs.
Oh no, I'm talking about the swans.
Oh, the swans.
I'm saying the swans would get along with the geese if I got
you.
them from a young age.
I got you.
I'm not worried about that. They can intermingle.
Right.
Upon my research, they can get along. But I want the pond to be in a better shape as far as supporting plant life and, things like that.
I got you.
Before I were to put a swan, I felt like it wouldn't be fair to them.
Well, we're still in the process of getting that thing full.
Oh yeah, I would
and holding water because
I would not be
Yep.
in a good mental state if I went out and just bought those swans.
Right.
So I'm feeling pretty good that my brain's doing good.
Yep.
Then I put that on hold.
I'm happy that you did.
Y'all, Jason never said anything. I would tell him what I learned about the swans and crickets. He never responded. He never said anything in response. It was just like he was waiting on that day for me to realize we don't need swans right now. But he never told me that I couldn't get them. He just never went any further than that. It was just that.
Yes.
He listened. He probably didn't retain much of what I told him, but that's okay.
I didn't want the swans right now.
Well, you didn't tell me that though. And I'm thankful you didn't, because it all worked out.
You figured it out.
I figured it out.
You figured it out.
I figured it out that I would be jumping the gun if I did that. But wouldn't they be beautiful?
They would be beautiful.
But they're not happening now. I can tell you all that.
I want to tell you something about swans. I know nothing about swans. Zero. But we went somewhere in North Alabama.
Yes, we did.
Where was that?
Oh, I don't remember.
They had a beautiful park. And there was geese and ducks all in this big pond they had.
It was mainly a dumping ground for geese and such.
Yeah. And they had one. Well, they just
no,
one.
it was two.
They had two white swans, and they would get fairly close to you.
Mm-hmm.
They are huge. They are massive.
Now,
you do not know how big a swan, a full-grown swan, is until it gets up on you.
Well, the Australian blacks are not quite that big.
Oh, okay. I mean, these things, they're as big as that coffee table.
Yeah, they were huge.
They were huge.
But they were beautiful. And
goodness.
It was a sight to behold, seeing them, because they stayed in the water the entire time when we were there.
Yeah.
They stayed in the water. And I think that's what would happen, if we had a pair. They would stay in the water, and they depend on that aquatic life to support their. I'm glad I waited.
Yeah.
I'm glad I waited. I'm glad I had self-discipline enough to know that 30 miles up the road, I could have gotten them, but I did not do that.
I'm seeing a lot of alternatives that you can do.
What?
So I've
guineas?
Concrete swans.
Oh, yeah.
Some concrete ones. Horticulture Geek just said you can get you a float.
A float.
A swan float.
Definitely.
So we got some alternatives here.
Yes.
To get you over that swan.
But I've never seen a black swan float. I've only ever seen a white swan float.
Oh me. Oh, well, we could paint it.
We'll paint it.
Yeah.
Maybe one day, but I just wanted to tell y'all that how I've been researching swans, and my upstairs is much more knowledgeable in that area. To the point that I know I need to wait.
Yeah, that's a good wait on the swans. I tell you, I was intimidated, and
When I was
usually-
talking about it?
No, when I talking about how big they were, and that
Oh.
one came up to us, and I'm usually not afraid. The only time being afraid here is when we first got Moody, because he was so big,
Mm-hmm. And he really wasn't.
and I knew nothing about cows.
He really
and
wasn't that big then.
Not then, but to me he was.
Yeah.
But then after I learned how to handle him, be around him, that kind of stuff, I'm not intimidated by him anymore. But it would take me a little bit to get him, used to a swan, I would think, because man, I want they're kind of like geese. If you stand your ground, that they realize that, hey, this fella's not going anywhere.
From what I understand, it's breeding season.
Is that
it's
what it
when
is?
they're
Yeah, just like geese.
yeah, just like
Mhm.
geese,
Yep.
and they are going to pair up. It doesn't matter if you have 2 females or 2 males; they're going to pair up.
They're going to be buddies.
They're going to pair up, and that would not necessarily be the best thing to happen if they were siblings. Because if I got a male and a female,
Yeah.
I would rather have 2 of the same sex than 2 of the opposite
I got
sex
you.
from my readings
I got
about
you.
swans.
I got you.
I just feel like it wasn't the right time.
Yeah.
It wasn't the right time.
Good.
But I did, y'all. I went day and night, and I was obsessed with swans, and I was determined that we were going to get them, and I was trying to figure it all out. And one day, it just clicked. I need to wait. I need to wait.
I tell you what Ryan just said.
What?
He said, if I got swans, then that's going to be Lester and Carl all over again.
Oh.
That's going to be my Carl.
That's
is
gonna
the
be your
swans. I'm going to have to get me my cardboard suit of armor.
I have a feeling that Jason wouldn't have too much to do with the swans. I have a feeling they would be my Carls. And y'all, listen,
Oh,
I
man.
even named the female.
Abigail.
No.
Oh.
Amelia.
Amelia.
Amelia was going to be the female. I never could come up with a male name. I proposed Mr. Jingles to Mary Carl, and she said, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Mr. Jingles will not work.
Oh.
So I've got a whole nother long time to think of a male name. But Amelia is going to be my female swan's name. And who knows, I may even have 2 females.
That's right.
Or I may have 2 males. Maybe Mr. Jingles and Mr. I don't know.
Every time I hear the name Amelia, I automatically think of the Aristocrats cats,
Yes.
the Walt Disney cartoon.
Abigail and Amelia.
And that character goes, Amelia!
Uh-huh.
Every time.
Abigail.
Every time I
Yes.
think of that.
Yes, that was a good movie.
I love that movie.
I did too.
Love it.
It's been a long time since we've seen
It
that.
has been a long time. And I bet we've seen it 100 times.
Probably. It used to play in the car all the time. Back when Mary Carl rode so well that we had to have a movie playing.
I thought she did well. I really did.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
telling you, it could have been worse.
It could have been.
Could have
I
been
just
worse.
don't have anything to compare it to. And I really don't want anything to compare it to.
Yeah.
I'm just thankful we got to this point. And now she'll hop in the car with me and ride to Mississippi
Well, no problem.
with no problem.
6 hours
Yes.
round
She
trip.
did say it was a long day,
Yes.
and it was a long day. But I'm back. I'm here.
Well, I did get some things done too.
Well, you needed to
Yeah.
stay. And I told the people when I got to the house to get what I was getting, they were like, you didn't bring any help? And I said, no. I said, we have a farm. And I said, this is kind of the way I look at it. I was either going to come today and bring my almost 14-year-old daughter and try to get this today or never. So here I am. If I get it, I get it. If I don't, then I wasted a 3-hour, 6-hour trip.
That's
So,
right.
I got it.
Good.
No problem.
I need to look at it in the daylight. I hadn't seen it in the daylight.
Well, really, I haven't seen it. I mean, I did, but I did most of the driving with it on the trailer. So anyway, well, it's supposed to rain here this evening. That's going to give our pond a little more.
Can't wait.
Let's see if we can do it with one hand.
Cannot wait.
Do it like this.
I don't know. Is it? I know the one thumbs up.
Oh, you
was
can do
working almost
this.
every time.
Hmm.
There you go.
It's going to make our
We're s-
pond.
We're so in the know.
We sure are. Jeez.
Oh man.
Yeah, a little bit of rain this evening. The radar, y'all.
Did you
It
see
looks. Did you?
Yeah, it's a big line coming.
Well, down in the Gulf, kinda, it looks like a hurricane.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I didn't look down there. I'll just look
It's not on the
west of
land
us.
anywhere,
Yeah.
but it's just a big blob, and it
Yep.
looks like a hurricane. But that's not what's coming to us. It's a line of rain that's going to come through late tonight, I believe, or late this afternoon, tomorrow. Who knows?
I can't wait.
Yeah, it's gonna help boost that pond up a little bit faster.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be kind of warm today, so I may can take Gidget down to the pond. I call her Gigi, but Gidget, our Pomeranian, down to the pond and let her swim today. She hadn't done that in a few days. It's been a little chilly.
And she's probably going to be surprised at how high it is now.
She probably is. She loves that pond.
She does love the
and
pond.
that was another thing.
Yep.
After we took her multiple times during my swan research, I thought a swan and a Pomeranian is not going to mix.
I can see the swan toting Gidget
around.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it would not go well.
Not at all.
Wouldn't have to worry about Dee Dee, but Gidget, on the other hand, she could be a little feisty.
Yeah, a little. Thing about Gidget is she, in her mind, she thinks that
she's bandit size.
Yeah, until whatever fight she's picking, almost is about to happen, and then she's like, "Oh no, what have I done?"
Yeah, I'm not quite as big as I thought. I'm not quite as big.
It's funny if she ever shoots out the door, which is rare, but she does do it sometimes, and she sees those big boys and she's barking and furious, and she goes out that door, and then she runs up to Ben and she's like, "Oh, what did I do? What in the world?"
And they don't care.
Yeah.
They don't. They can, and I'm so thankful for that because if it happened and we, did have a dog that was aggressive, we'd be in big trouble. But Rocky and Bandit are just like, okay, here comes that little thing that thinks she's 1,000 pounds and she's really 9, 10. her and Dee Dee, if Dee Dee is a Pomeranian, we don't know, are so total opposites. And I know all personalities, but I would think Holly's personality is very similar to most Australian Shepherds or Border Collies, whereas Gidget and Dee Dee are not in any way similar.
No, not at all.
And Arlo may be different than most,
miniature schnauzers.
I don't know. But Gidget she's high strung, and I think that's probably the norm for a Pomeranian. I think Dee Dee's just old. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I'm gonna stop speculating.
I saw somebody say that if you got 2 male swans, perfect name. This is the perfect name.
What's that?
Hans and Franz.
Hans and Franz.
You don't know. Brooke doesn't know Hans and Franz.
I don't.
It was an old Saturday Night Live skit.
Oh.
And it was 2 gentlemen that had fake muscles all on them. And their thing was, I'm Hans and I'm Franz, and we're here to pump you up.
Well, can you remember that? Because it may be a few years that you need to retain this information.
I loved Hans and Franz.
Even those heads know who that is.
They know who Hans and Franz is.
Okay. Michael Key knows who it is?
Yep.
Well, that would be wonderful names.
Hans and Franz.
And I would have them DNA tested as soon as I got them. But it's not happening anytime soon. I did do some research on a fountain, and I found out that there are multiple companies in Alabama, which is relieving to me because upon my research, when I got finished with the swans, I moved on to fountains. And I found that, we can order us a fountain and we can do it ourselves. But I really want some knowledge behind it. I want to know what we need to do for aeration. I want, I don't want it to just be a pretty water feature. I want it to have a purpose.
Yeah, we want it to help the
pond.
Yeah.
Help the pond.
Exactly.
And we're going to have geese down there, and we don't want stagnant feces sitting and
Right.
we
Right.
just
Right.
we want it to be a
That's right.
purpose.
That's right.
So while we could order us a fountain and go out there in a boat and set it down there and plug it in and make it go, I'm so thankful to know that there are companies throughout the state of Alabama that can possibly help us with that.
Yes.
So guess what I'm doing Monday?
You're going to call them.
I'm getting on the phone and I'm going to see what I can find out about. I'm swapping swans for a fountain. That's a good thing.
That is a good. I like that swap.
I don't have to feed that fountain.
I like that swap.
And in all the reading, I felt like, oh my gracious, what if I did something wrong and I lost these swans? And I ended up with one.
Mm-hmm.
If I ended up with one, that would be terrible.
That would be terrible.
All the what ifs. So I wanted to share my mature mind.
I like that swap, and I'm guaranteeing you right now that Chestnut Hills wish that they had swapped the guineas for a fountain, even though they don't even have a pond to put a fountain in. But
they got a creek. They got a nice creek.
They could have swapped the guineas for the fountain.
Don't bring them here, ladies and gentlemen. Do not bring the guineas here. They do not belong at Cog Hill.
Oh me!
Keep them on your side of the road.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah,
that's funny.
All that.
That's funny.
All right.
Well, Michael Key has been saying this.
Okay.
And I've seen a lot of comments lately too. Is Michael wants me to take my hat off and show my hair.
Oh, did you fix it this morning?
Because I've let my hair grow out, and a lot of people are saying, "What's going on with your hair? With your hair?" And we mentioned in the live stream a little bit, but because Michael said I remind him of Don Johnson of Miami Vice.
Michael, that's humiliating because to me, Jason looks way better than Don Johnson.
So I am letting my hair grow out.
It looks a lot better when he hadn't had a hat on.
I've had a hat on, but that's why my hair is long. I'm not gonna let it grow like
shoulder length or anything.
Who was the romance novel guy?
Jason.
That was on the covers. What was his name?
I know. Oh, Fabian.
I'm not doing that. Fabio.
And here I thought that I didn't know who we were talking about.
But I am letting it grow out, and
y'all, we went to the movies the other night, and he did not wear a hat. We got in the car, and he told me, Carl, he said, I don't even have a hat in the car.
I didn't.
And she pulls out a toboggan, which, we call it a toboggan, winter hat.
Right.
And he's like, I don't even have a hat.
Don't even have a hat.
But I think it's quite, can I say this word? SEXY? Can I say it?
Yeah.
I just spell it. Y'all know what I mean.
But this is probably the length that's going to stay like this.
I like it. I think it.
I liked it too. I never let it ever in my life get it this long.
Never. And I think it looks SEXY.
and I'm enjoying it, and I do like it.
Y'all, one day I just decided, I thought, well, Jason, maybe you ought to let your hair grow out.
Yeah.
So I come up with all these pictures, and I've got all these saved men that I like their hair, and I'm showing it to him. And he's like, yeah, I like that one. I like that one. I like that one. So yeah, it's been going on for several months now.
Yes.
I know a couple of y'all have made comments in the live. Jason needs a haircut. Jason needs a haircut. It's SEXY.
Well, I think when I put my hat on, it looks, because it's kind of flipping out, stuff like that. But without the hat on, I think it looks pretty good. So I've been enjoying it.
Well, I like it.
Yep.
Don's wife likes it. We're gonna get to the same length if we keep on working.
Yeah, probably so.
No, but he gets it trimmed because it,
I do get it trimmed.
dead ends or whatever.
Yeah.
So
that's right.
Anyway, I like it.
So that's it.
That's it. We'll be back Tuesday.
We'll be back Tuesday.
Maybe you won't wear a hat on the Tuesday live.
I don't think people recognize me.
You don't think?
I don't think so. I think if I go out in public without a hat, people really don't recognize me. Yeah.
Well, in disguise then, right?
Plus, too, I'm getting nearly 50, and my hair grows really well. So I figured, why not grow it out?
Oh, yeah, that's right. I mean, some people aren't blessed to have a wonderful head of hair.
So I thank my daddy for that. My daddy's got.
Yeah, your daddy does have some hair. He does. And your granddaddy's got
Granddaddy's
hair.
got hair too.
He's 101
Yep,
and still got
Yep.
hair.
that's right.
All right.
Well,
My
that's got
coffee's
to go.
been empty.
Man, mine's empty too.
Mine's empty. I
Mine's
could use
empty
another
too.
cup. I could. Oh,
we could brew up some decaf.
well, we don't even need that. We need calf. I'm staying here today. I'll tell you that. I'm staying home today.
We do have to go get some Mimi feed.
If
We
they could-
probably got enough to last till Monday.
yeah,
Yeah.
we'll see. I need to
Probably
go
got
to the
enough
post
to last
office. Yeah, we got a few things we
Yes,
need to do today, but
that's right.
anyway, well, I guess we'll be back on Tuesday at 4:00,
Yes.
providing all goes well. Goodness, we're going to be almost into the week of Christmas.
Getting close.
It's getting close.
Getting close.
Y'all don't forget honey on the website,
Yep,
coffee on the website.
Calendars are still
Calendars on the
available.
website.
That's
What
right.
else? Shirts, whatever. And then if you want the pumpkin spice, couple of
Contact.
bags left at Petals from the
There's a
Past.
few bags left from. I'm not for sure how many, but I know it's less than 12.
Less than 12.
Yes.
So yeah. And y'all, that Christmas coffee is so good.
Yep.
So good. So we will see y'all on Tuesday at 4:00. And you gotta say it.
Y'all be good and have a great Saturday
Have a great Sunday, Monday.
and Sunday. That's right.